Connecting an iPhone to a Windows computer looks simple at first. You plug in the cable, the phone appears in File Explorer, and you can browse your photos. But the moment you try to copy a file from your computer to the iPhone, the option disappears. So today, we take a closer look at how this system works. Then we set up the correct method that allows you to move photos, videos, and media files from your Windows PC directly into your iPhone. First, let us quickly look at how Windows sees an iPhone. You connect the phone to your PC with a Lightning or USB-C cable. Then the iPhone asks if you trust the computer. Once you allow it and enter the passcode, Windows gains access to the phone's storage. After that, you open this PC and you will see the iPhone listed as a device. When you open it, you can view the internal storage and the folders that contain your photos and videos. From here, Windows lets you copy those files to your computer, so pulling photos or videos from the iPhone to the PC works quite easily. However, the process does not work the same in reverse. If you try to copy a photo or video from your PC back into the iPhone folder, the paste option stays disabled. Windows allows you to read files from the iPhone, but it does not allow direct writing into the photo storage. So the question becomes simple. If direct copying does not work, how do we move files from a Windows PC to an iPhone? That is where Apple's newer tool comes into the picture, and that is the method we will set up next. So what we do first is open the Microsoft Store on your Windows computer. Then we search for an app called Apple Devices. Apple released this application as a replacement for the old iTunes-style device management. It handles syncing, backups, and file transfers between Windows and iOS devices. Once you find the Apple Devices app, you install it. The download size is around 192 megabytes, so it may take a moment depending on your internet speed. After the installation finishes, you launch the app and accept the terms. Now, connect your iPhone again with the cable. Sometimes the first connection can look a bit unstable. The phone might disconnect once or twice while Windows installs background drivers. That is normal. If the device still does not appear properly, a quick restart of the Windows computer usually fixes it. After the restart, the Apple Devices app should recognize the phone without problems. When the connection works, you will see your iPhone appear inside the Apple Devices interface. From there, we go into the section called Photos Library. This is where Windows prepares a sync relationship between a folder on your PC and the Photos app on your iPhone. Now, here's the key idea. Instead of copying files directly into the phone's storage, we choose a folder on the computer that will sync with the phone. So let us say you create a folder on your PC called Captures. Inside that folder, you place the files you want on your iPhone. These can be JPG images, PNG photos, MP4 videos, or MOV files. Basically anything that the iPhone Photos app supports. Once that folder has your files, you return to the Apple Devices app. Then you select that Captures folder as the folder to sync. The app also creates something called an iPod Photo Cache folder. That folder helps manage the syncing process, and it appears automatically. After that, everything becomes very simple. You start the sync process, then the Apple Devices app transfers the photos and videos from the Captures folder into your iPhone's Photos library. Within a moment, those files show up on the phone just like normal photos or videos. And this is actually the important part. Once they arrive in the Photos library, you can use them exactly the same way as content captured by the camera. You can post them to Instagram, upload them to YouTube Shorts, or send them in messages. From the phone's point of view, they behave like native media files. So the workflow becomes very clear. You edit your media on your Windows PC, you drop the files into your sync folder, and then the Apple Devices app moves them into your iPhone's Photos library. Now, there are also a few alternative approaches based on cloud and local networks, which we talked about in our previous video. However, that approach depends on internet speed and storage limits. The cable method we just discussed stays local, and that usually moves large video files much faster. So if you often edit videos, thumbnails, or photos on Windows and you need them on your iPhone, this method becomes very reliable once you set it up. And that really is the complete process. It looks complicated at first because the iPhone does not allow direct file writing through Windows Explorer, but once you install the Apple Devices app and create a sync folder, the workflow becomes quite simple. Hopefully this walkthrough helps you understand both the limitation and the solution, and once you try it once or twice, the process becomes very natural. That was all. Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe for more.